It's the Battle for LA Part 2. Women's volleyball is on the air here on Pac-12 Networks. The Crosstown Showdown is renewed from Poly Pavilion on the campus at UCLA. The number 15 ranked UCLA Bruins host the USC Trojans. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. I'm Danny Lee. Well, it was the man who helped build this building who had the quote that said, "Things work out best for those who make the best of the way things work out." That's applicable to both these teams. USC nursing depth issues. 6 cancellations already this year. UCLA coming in the youngest team for head coach Michael Sealy, but in the rankings, number 15. And speaking of those rankings, they are one of 5 teams in the Pac-12 ranked coming into the weekend. UCLA, of course. Washington State, their Apple Cup series canceled due to COVID protocol. You got Utah, who was upset by Colorado on Friday, and Oregon has surprised everybody. Picked to finish 7th preseason, 17th overall. And the constant for the UCLA Bruins, Mac May, Pac-12 Player of the Year in 2019, doing a little bit of ball tricks and doing a little bit of ball killing right there on Friday night against USC. Not a good second set for UCLA, but they recovered and they were able to win the second 2 sets against the Trojans despite the early struggles. And USC went down in defeat for the 3rd straight time to UCLA, a 3-1 count. Mac May, a team high 14 kills. She comes into this contest 15th all-time at UCLA, 1,421 kills. Next up, Karsta Lowe, one of the greats at UCLA, just 1 away, and the Mac attack in full swing. For USC, their last victory against UCLA came all the way back in this building. A fresh-faced Brooke Botkin in 2018 had a team-high 21 kills. It was a 5-set thriller, and USC was able to beat the Bruins, but since then losing 3 straight and 7 of the last 8, the longest losing streak for the Trojans in 5 years. All right, it's UCLA USC. If you're from LA, you know. Do we need to say anything more? Crosstown Showdown renewed. First serve coming up next right here on Pac-12 Networks. Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Those familiar palms, you know, if you're around LA, driving through Beverly Hills. Yep, those are the familiar landmarks here in Los Angeles. Yes, it is the Battle of LA once again. And even though it is muted, USC taking on number 15, UCLA. And yes, the events, and it's been an unusual year, but for Mac May, not quite unusual. She has just done carryover from her last few years, to say the least. Look at her career rankings at UCLA, 7th in kills per set, 15th in total kills, 10th in aces. She's only the 13th ever player to have 1,000 or more total kills and 100 or more aces. A lot of talent there, and of course you know about the free year because of COVID, that the eligibility will not expire because of this unusual spring season. Mac May demurred to us on Friday, but talking with Michael Sealy this week, he said, unequivocally I have to say, that she's going to be back, so we'll see. Emilia Veska, the sophomore from German, who turns 20 next week, she'll be opening up with first serve for the Trojans. Welcome to the broadcast, everyone. Danny Lee with you. Here we go. All right, first touch for Fleck. There's Audrey Pack, and it didn't take long, did it? Yeah, Mac May, kill number 1, and now she has moved into that 14th place tie with Karsta Lowe, who started the season off as a volunteer assistant with USC. And now Veska will come out in place of Sophia Therio at the libero position. All right, so UCLA will be serving for the first time here today, getting things going. Here's Sabrina Smith, who's been on a tear of late. All right, there's a set from Lothrow. UCLA, Pack to May, and that one was out, so USC ties it up. They're going to May early, and you know, I talked with head coach Brad Keller of USC, and I said, any takeaways? Actually, they ruled it in. It was touched off of USC, so it'll stay UCLA. It's 2-0. Is there any takeaways from that loss against UCLA positive? Well, he said the one thing, Mac May's good. I said, thanks, coach. Thanks for that help there. That one is out. So this time it is a point for USC. So the Trojans will get the service back 2-1. And we mentioned USC not having a good time of it, but if you know the records between these two teams, they've gone back and forth throughout their history. Service for Brooklyn Shermer. There's Pack. Oh, wow. There's the first crushing attack for Iman Njai, unloading on USC on Friday night. 11 kills, only 1 error. And there's Audrey Pack filling in. Devin Chang injuring her Achilles in February against Washington. Devin out for the season. So coming in, Audrey Pack, who had not even been getting first or second team reps at the time and has been filling in admirably. Michael Seeley calling it on-the-job training. I like that quote. Very appropriate there. All right, first serve for Kate Lane, another setter on this squad, also a freshman. Set near side and at the net. And they're going to call a lift on USC, so it'll be UCLA now keeping possession on the service. Prolonged contact on the attack error against USC. Actually, now they're going to replay the point. All right, check me on that. So Kate Lane will do it once more on the let service. So it is 3-1 instead of 4-1 there. Lane this time gets it over. Set law throw, cross court tack for Brooke Botkin. We talked about Brooke last time in this building, senior from Houston, 21 kills. One of the older players on the court, actually. She's going to turn 23 in September. Only Sarah Nelson, the graduate transfer, is older. Candace Denny, the senior for USC, 3-2. Far side attack off the block from Lexi Hadrich. This one just over, nice save. Wow, well done for Alon McCall. Again, Hadrich. What a rally here, Lothrow. And it's kept alive by USC, and that's a free ball brought over. Brooke Botkin again. Wow, what a rally. That was a heck of a save from Alon McCall, but USC able to stick with it. Check out this. That was a heck of a save. Pancake from McCall, but it was for naught, and now it's up 3-3 again. And that serve flies out of bounds. So the point to the Bruins, and UCLA will get it back. And all eyes on Mac May, 2019 Pac-12 Player of the Year from Dubuque, Iowa. Led UCLA in service aces every single year of her career. Botkin off the net, and it's another one. And Brooke Botkin, well, we told you about how key she's going to be for the Trojans. That's already 3 kills for Botkin. Not easy shoes to walk into. Kalia Lanier, 3-time All-American, 6th all-time in Pac-12 history in kills. And Samantha Bricio before. She's got a couple of players who came before her to fill those shoes. Botkin doing very well to start, and here is Raquel Lothrow, the junior from Malaga, Spain. Let's serve right into the net, and those are the type of miscues that Brad Keller was talking about, those unforced errors that USC has been contending with this season for depth issues, a lot of inexperience, injuries. Zoe Fleck, libero, UC Santa Barbara transfer. Botkin again, kept alive by May. And miscommunication at the net, and Sabrina Smith couldn't get a hold of that one, so it'll go right back to the Trojans, neck and neck. Brooke, 2018 Pac-12 All-First Teamer. She was preseason Pac-12 last 2 years, including this season. Missed 13 games last year to injury, though. Dug out by McCall. Back row attack from May. Nice play from Lothrow on the far side. Cross court. Oh, a hammer drop by Amelia Vesca. German national team saying auf Wiedersehen to that one. And the Trojans coming ready to play in this one, leading 6-5. Now here's Botkin again. Outside McCall to Hadrich, down the middle, May! But that one was that out? UCLA says no, but the official, or the linesman on the near side said otherwise, so it'll be USC now taking a 7-5 lead. A couple of mistakes for May, and now it's Botkin on the other side again, serving for the Trojans. Floats this one off the far side, busy McCall. Oh, and another mistake. Sabrina Smith thinking one way, and no one was there, and now it's UCLA with the unforced errors, and now we have a timeout for Michael Seeley as the Trojans go on top 8-5. And Brad Keller, in his first year, he was an associate head coach at UCLA, and now in his first year as a Trojan head coach, trying to score the win against the Bruins. 8-5 Trojans early. Back with more after this. First-year head coach Brad Keller coming to USC on February 20th. In fact, he was an associate head coach under Michael Seeley last year, and he's the only coach, you see his resume there, to coach for both the men and women's teams for both of these schools. Talk about a unique perspective on this matchup. He was an assistant for the men under Bill Ferguson. Jeff Nygaard, who's the current head coach, was an assistant on that staff. Came over to UCLA, coach under John Speraw, and then Seeley last season. The last season, I should say, they played. Oh, nice play. Dug out. McCall trying to put one away. Botkin. Free ball, UCLA. It's Hadrich keeping it alive again. Oh, with authority. Lon McCall, the TCU transfer, getting UCLA back on the board. 8-6 after 5 unanswered from the Trojans. Check out McCall, yeah. Michael Seeley says some of her attacks are just a blur, and I think that would qualify. Audrey Pack getting the service. Audrey Pack, the great story for UCLA, freshman from Moraga, California. 15 or more assists all. She came in 10th in the Pac-12 in assists per set. Far side attack for Veska, and it's Amelia Veska also playing well in the early goings here for USC. Veska earning the point back for the Trojans. They now lead 9-6, matching their largest lead. And it'll be Sophia Therio, sophomore from Carlsbad, California. Took over the libero position from Sam Hastings. Good platform. Coach Keller says really likes her playing style, and denied there. Iman Njai, USC with the block. UCLA had 13 blocks on Friday. USC 8, and that 13 for UCLA constituted a season high, tying a number. So back to Therio. This one lofted, Fleck digs it out. It's Pack again, going backside, and McCall, USC trying to retrieve Botkin. This one's gonna have to be sent over, and it is by Lothrow. Fleck leaves it high, and nicely done. The campfire ball from McCall, just tucking it inside the back row, and UCLA will get it back. There's Michael Seeley, 11th year, 229 and 107. Won that national championship 10 years ago. And he has a lot of experience. He coached and he played for Al Skates, who almost put in 50 years here at UCLA. Put up high by Mac May. That's floated over. Free ball. There's a cross-court hammered attack from Brooklyn Shermer, the junior from Long Beach, no less. Put UCLA down 11-7 now. Look at that, finding a seam. Boy, USC has come out alive. And it'll be Amelia Veska, but going back to Michael Seeley, coached and with Andy Banikowski on the women's team, played for Al Skates, and Dave Shoji coached with him from 06 to 09 in Hawaii. That was 42 years there. Mac May now, just off the fingertips of Therio, touches the net, and it'll be UCLA climbing back closer with back-to-back points as Fleck comes out. So Sabrina Smith, who entered this contest doing very well last 9, hitting .441, 51 kills, only 6 errors. Lothrow is a joust at the net, and oh, it dies of exhaustion right in the arms of Njai. Brought over by McCall. Lothrow again near side. USC keeps it alive. They have to get it over, and just do that with a Brooklyn Shermer. Kept alive. Lothrow again. Back set. Oh, heavy-handed there. Candace Denny right off the face of Audrey Pack. There's Denny, one of the seniors. Only 2 middle blockers remain for Brad Keller, and yeah, she knocked that down with authority, and now the Trojans go up 12-8. It was 1-1 after 2 sets on Friday. UCLA winning the first, USC the second, and then the Bruins outlasting the Trojans in the third en route to that 3-1 win. And this one hammered by Iman Njai. You can see the power she brings. A lot of freshmen, 4 playing in the rotation regularly, 5 all told for Michael Seeley. Njai, freshman from Plano, Texas. Mentioned a great game against USC. Psychology major will come out, as will Pack. And the Bruins now within 3 once again. This is one of the other freshman setters, Kate Lane, also plays opposite. At the net, just comes over, and that's Hadrich. Back set again from Lane over to the USC side, and the Trojans cannot keep it alive, and the Bruins creep it a little closer. Alon McCall just going right down Main Street, and the Trojans could not keep that alive. Shermer trying her best, number 1 there. She's been nursing a sore shoulder too, but a lot of physical plays early on. 12-10 Trojans. Here's Lane again. Near side, Botkin, and Botkin with another. That's 4 kills. Last win for USC, 2018. She had 21 kills. Look at that, right off the block, and UCLA having a tough time at the net in the early goings of this one. An injury-riddled 2018, but back for the Trojans. And Fleck able to bail that one out. Little power tip from McCall. Over the net on the overpass, and Hadrich takes advantage of it. 13-11 now, USC. Bruins trying to work their way back. They've had a tough time. They've had a number of scenarios this year in which they've won that first match, because keep in mind with the COVID situation, these teams are playing home and home, or two, I should say home and home with USC, but 2 sets on the weekend against, 2 matches on the weekend against the same squads. And so it's very difficult sweeping a team back to back. They went 1-1 at Wazoo, 1-1 against Washington, 1-1 against Utah, winning the first, and then having a difficult second match against the Utes. 14-11 now in favor of USC. And it's Lothrow, Pac-12 honorable mention in 2019. Fleck up top, Lane, oh, cocking the hammer, and Alon McCall going off the block. 14-12 now. There's McCall, number 0, and then going right off the block of Amelia Vesca. McCall, the transfer from TCU, who really distinguished herself as a freshman. She had an injury-riddled 2019 season as well with a leg injury, but distinguished herself early against Texas as a freshman, and USC able to get it right back. Let's play from Alexandra Grika, sophomore from Poland. Asha Kachor and Marta Przemijakowska in the 2006-2007 season, the only other Poles to play at USC other than Grika, who's a national team member as well. May tries it, lands in the net. Again, near side Hadrich off the block, kept alive by Vesca. USC, just a precision attack there. Fleck again, McCall off the block. And again, McCall swiping one right off the block. And we'll see it again. Wiping it right off the block, out of bounds. And it'll be UCLA once again with the service. 15-13, now going back and forth. Trojans had a lot of momentum early on. Audrey Pack back onto the floor. Far side attack, nicely played by May. There's McCall again, kept alive. Botkin, nicely done. Therio, and denied at the net. First Shermer, and then Lothrow, and UCLA now to within 1 point. Come back Bruins in full stride right now. And Aubrey Pack, freshman from Moraga, California. We told you her story up until that Devin Chang injury against Washington in February, on February 12th. She had not played, not with the first team or the second team. Pressed into a 5-1, no less. Right after. Left up tall. Far side, Vesca again. Amelia Vesca with her 3rd kill of this opening set. Grika will come off, and Denny replaces her. So Therio with the service, transfer from Marist College in New York. Pack near side, this time the attack from McCall once again, and McCall has been active. That's her 6th kill. 6 kills in this opening set. She has a game-high total at this point. And once again, the Bruins are within 1 point of USC here in this opening set. Crosstown showdown. Danny Lee with you. Glad you can join us. Alon McCall with the service. Free ball trying to attack it. Njai kept alive by Botkin. Far side. Veska. Great dig from Pack. McCall brings it over. Lothrow near side. Shermer. Nice rally, McCall. Pack. Tip from May. Lothrow down the middle. Oh, and Botkin wheels the power again off the dig try from Fleck. And that is the kill for Brooke Botkin again. That is kill number 6 for Brooke Botkin. We talked about it in the opener. He didn't have a big day. Yeah, she has that spotlight all alone. Kalia Lanier could hammer those balls into the rafters. Now that's Mantle right on the shoulders of Botkin. Pack, nice play. Miscues early from the Bruins. Oh, nicely done. But that one was out of bounds. Candace Denny trying. Not the most perfect set there from Lothrow. And just down the line, but out of bounds. 17-16 the Trojans lead. Now once again whittled down to 1. Sabrina Smith, who's been on a tear. Second in the team in blocks per set, kills, digs. Aces last season. Dug out Lothrow near side again. Shermer denied, and the Bruins have tied it up. And the block in full effect, just as it was on Friday with that season high 13 blocks. And now UCLA will look to take back the lead for the first time since the early moments. And the last lead they had was 5-4. Yeah, Iman Njai, 5 times double-figure kills this season. Well on her way, having a nice performance in the opening moments here. And that floats right out of bounds. The service error against the Bruins will give the lead right back to USC. There's Shermer, real estate development major. In a perfect city for that, I'd say, in Los Angeles. Brooklyn is from Long Beach. If that sentence makes sense to you all. All right, Mac May off the block. And Shermer can't keep that alive this time, so it'll go back to UCLA. Oh yeah, back and forth. Hopefully no motion sickness for you all at home. Trojans have led by as many as 5. Bruins jumped out to a 3-point lead early, and now we're back square 18-18. Kate Lane, second on the team, double-doubles this season. Freshman from San Pedro, California. So the one positive here, looking at such a young team, is that, yeah, they're playing key roles early. And of course, not exhausting eligibility, and right at the net. Yeah, Lothrow hitting the antenna, and that point will go back to UCLA. And they'll take the lead for the first time since the early part of the set. But a lot of development opportunities for, I guess, both these coaches with a lot of freshmen. All right, we'll take a break. UCLA leading 19-18. I'm going to stay here. All right, so there's Michael Seeley. We mentioned him, 50-year-old Michael Seeley, 229 and 107, his record, hired in 2010 when the 2011 National Championship, when he was the AVCA Coach of the Year. Talking with him, and he was very, very humble. You would think, playing for Al Skates, he was a 3-time All-American setter, and he won the national championship as a senior in '93. Then then coached under Andy Banikowski beginning in 2005. Coached with Dave Shoji at Hawaii 2006 to 2009 before taking the head coaching job at UCLA. But he says that a lot of his style is influenced just watching club coaches, youth coaches. He's learned more watching them run practices than he wants to say is necessarily becoming a carbon copy of the aforementioned greats like Skates and Banikowski and Shoji. Well, one of his mentors, or proteges I would say, in Brad Keller, coached with him last season, and now coaching him on the other sideline. There it is, 2011 National Championship for UCLA. And today, by the way, speaking of the litany of national championships that UCLA won in the UCLA-USC rivalry on all sports, earlier today, men's water polo, 7-6 UCLA victorious. So the crosstown showdown not only happening on the hardwood, but also in the water. The Bruins victorious. That is national championship 119 in Westwood. UCLA, 4-time NCAA champion, 7-time overall, including the old AIAW. All right, back from break here. UCLA on top, 19-18. Trying to come from behind in this set. Here's Kate Lane. Dug out by Thierio. Back from Botkin. Free ball for UCLA, and oh wow, Emily Ryan. And that was tipped, and UCLA will take the point to go up by 2. That's 3 points in a row for the Bruins. Here's Lane again for UCLA, 5th in the conference at 12-5 coming in. Lothrow brings it over, a little trick play. Again, the back set, and that one's put away by Candace Denny. We give USC the service back at 2019. Denny, one of the middle blockers on the team along with Grika, but they're kind of short-handed at that position because Chandler Duff and Madison Horn, who's played a lot for USC a few years ago, both out for the season. Not a whole lot of depth as we talked about for USC. And that one hammered home by Lexi Hadrich. They really love her development. 3rd on the team kills per set a season ago. Sophomore from Murrieta, California. Hadrich with 2 kills in this game. Leader McCall with 6. And the leader, at least among everybody on the court, Mac May, total kills, working up the charts. Dig for Therio. Botkin looking for another. Set lane. McCall off the block, and another one for Alon McCall. That is her 7th kill. 22-19 UCLA matching their largest lead of the opening set. 6-time double-double for McCall this season. Leading the team, had 3 straight double-doubles entering the weekend. So we'll stay here as USC now finding themselves on the short end of the 22-19 total. And the one thing that Brad Keller had talked about with among the difficulties, right? We talked about him being a late hire for the program. He was hired on February 20th, and I asked him this week, did he have any inkling? Did he know about the hiring opportunity? And what happened was that Brent Crouch, who was the head coach the last couple of years for USC, had the team banquet. A couple of days later, he announced to everybody he's leaving, went to Auburn. And so USC was thrown into an unusual flurry because this is a program that doesn't normally have these kinds of turnover issues at the head coaching position. Brad Keller remembers he wasn't even on his radar. And then sure enough, big 49ers fan, Brad Keller, native of San Jose, was driving over to John Sparaw's house, the men's volleyball coach at UCLA, under whom he coached, to go watch the 49ers play the Chiefs. And he gets a phone call from Mike Bone, the USC athletic director, saying, hey, you want to interview for the job next week? He interviewed, got the job on February 20th, 3.5 weeks and about 8 practices later. COVID shuts everything down. It was not another 200 days until he got 6-on-6 practices with his team. So you talk about being a head coach, thrown into a late situation, thrown into something unforeseen for you, me, everybody involved, frankly, and then having to kind of make do with an unusual set of circumstances. Now, Brad Keller, he certainly fits that bill. All right, Mac May with the service. USC trying to close the gap. That one brought over the net, and Grika just couldn't guide it. And now USC starting to show some of the miscues that Coach Keller talked about that has haunted the team this season. UCLA only 2 points away from winning this opening set. All right, it's none other than Mac May, who's led the team in aces each of her 3 years coming into this year. Cross-court attack. Oh, what a play by Fleck. Here comes May. Nicely dug out by Therio. Lothrow near side. Botkin off the block. Lane, McCall, and that one is out. Oh, what a rally that was. Great plays by USC. That was a hard-earned point for the Trojans. Look at that play by Fleck, diving all out. And then another play by Therio on the other side to deny May. 24, actually, it was a point for the Bruins. So despite the efforts from USC, it was out of bounds off the Trojans. So UCLA now with the set point, and off the block, Grika, and that will do it for it outright. So it'll stay with USC. It's 24-20 off the block, and the Trojans still breathing in this set. Wow, a number of nice plays from USC. Injuries and shorthandedness notwithstanding. So it'll be Lothrow with the service. It'll be set point number 2 for the Bruins. Dug out by Fleck. Up into the air, Lane. And McCall just kept alive by Grieca. Therio to Botkin. Near side, Lane. Over the block for May. Therio up into the air. Brought over by Vesca. And it will stay USC, and they come closer again, 24-21. All right, Raquel Lothrow. Only USC triple-double in the rally era when she did it. In the rally era when she did it back on September in 2019. 36 aces, 16 digs, and 11 blocks. Against Northern Iowa in 2019. Therio, far side, Vesca. And USC is hanging tough. 24-22. So another set point for UCLA, but they're going to utilize their second and final timeouts as the Bruins struggling to finish off this opening set. 24-22 the count. As mentioned, the Bruins holding sway lately in this series, having won 7 of the last 8, 3 in a row, which constitutes their longest winning streak since 2015-2016. In fact, the bitter pill for the Trojans last year, senior day for Kalia Lanier and others, swept at home 3-0. And the Trojans lost here in 2019 3-2. But it's interesting, you know, we talk about the rivalry, UCLA and USC. It doesn't just stop at the hardwood, I guess. It also extends to the sports information director's office, because if you look at the records for the two schools, if you look at USC's records, they come into this matchup 59 and 56 all time. If you look at UCLA's records, they come in leading the series 67 and 58. So who do you believe? Well, the reason for the difference in the records, as was explained to us, is that USC does not count the matches they played against UCLA in the early days when UCLA was a varsity team and USC did not have varsity volleyball, yet they met. I hope you believe that, because in the interest of openness, we give you both records. So here we go. UCLA, USC, 24-22. It wouldn't be the same without the rivalry. Even though things have kind of muted this rivalry, no partisan crowd in the stands. Things a little different this year. All right. Another set point. It's the fourth set point for the Bruins. Trojans Raquel Lothrow serving once again. 37 aces. Assists, I should say. That would be a lot of aces. 37 assists on Friday night. Lane down the middle, and USC climbing closer. Emily Ryan trying to put it away. Oh, and just like that, 3 in a row for USC. Right off the block, nicely done. Solo block for Alexandra Grieca. They call her Ola. Well, she said adios to that one. All right, so set point 5 for UCLA, and it's Lothrow again. Oh, and a mistake. That was a rare miscue between Fleck and May, and now we're all even at 24. Wow. USC on the prowl. Hey, you saw Fleck and May, not the communication. That's not going to make Michael Seeley happy there. So another service for Lothrow. Rub off the set point, and now it's a chance for the Trojans to come closer to the set point here. All right, here we go with Raquel Lothrow again. 7th all-time at USC in assists. May goes to Fleck this time. Far side McCall off the block. Kept alive at the net. Lothrow, far side, Vesca. Here we go. Lane going to McCall again. And it's Shermer keeping it alive. Botkin. Lane. McCall. Off the block. Another nice play from Shermer. Botkin again. And it's May on the back row. And McCall again just over the block. And it's Botkin with the dig. And this time Shermer. Oh, she just nursed it over, and what a play from Brooklyn Shermer. So after 5 set points for UCLA, now it's set point number 1 for USC. Great play from Shermer. So they've gone back and forth. USC led by as many as 5, UCLA by 4. Each with set points, 5 for UCLA and now 1, this being the first for USC. And it's Lothrow has been behind That service area for a lot here, winning back those points for USC. They were down 24-20. Far side, McCall again, and that one was out. So USC picks up the victory in the set. Do they? Well, actually, no. They got to rule it was in. All right, so it's UCLA. Just made it in, so it's 25-25. All right. Don't call it a comeback. UCLA now with flex serving. Back set again. Botkin. Free ball for USC, and Grieca puts it away. And Ola Grieca giving USC another set point. See that one again. UCLA playing a lot of good defense there, but USC just right at the net. And Allison Jacobs, number 6, that was the freshman there, couldn't keep it alive. Botkin, the 22-year-old with the service, trying to win this one for USC. Jacobs over to USC again, the Trojans. There's Shermer, and she does it, and this time USC does win it. 27-25, a fantastic first set of action. Wow, UCLA 24-20, they had 5 set points. They were not able to finish it off, and then USC comes back to win 27-25. And it was through the efforts of Brooklyn Shermer. Yeah, the junior doing yeoman work. Yeah, making UCLA work with a little bit of finesse. USC leads 1-0, crosstown showdown renewed. Stick around, second set coming up. Back inside Poly Pavilion. Time now for our State Farm showcase, and it wouldn't be a showcase if we didn't mention Mac May, who came in needing only 1 kill to pass Karsta Lowe on the all-time list for 14th place, and she did just that. First 2 kills, and she was able to move into 14th place. So Mac May, yet another accomplishment on her resume. As she was looking a little glum in between sets, that did not go the way UCLA had hoped, to say the least. Up 24-20, they could not finish it off, and USC won 27-25. All right, redemption time, second set on Friday. It was UCLA starting off well and not playing well in the second set. They're hoping for a reverse of that scenario here. So 1,425 kills for Mac May, who in March of last year was invited to train with the national team, and unfortunately for a lot of people, his plans dashed for obvious reasons. But a lot of national plaudits. We mentioned the free year, mentioned by the NCAA for the fall and winter sports. She said on Friday that she doesn't know yet, but her head coach Michael Seeley said, oh yeah, she'll be back. Don't expect her to be celebrated on senior day. All right then, coach. Down the middle, Botkin with 6 kills, working on a double-double almost. Alon McCall, oh, and a campfire on the most rare of play. Wow, all right, that was probably the easiest kill for Alon McCall. Was not expecting that one to land untouched. And USC caught off guard there, so 1-0 UCLA. All right, Mac May, normally she of the prowess with the service, that time into the net. Even with the 4 kills today, it has not been the most auspicious of days for Mac May. And it'll be Amelia Veska, mentioned, going to be celebrating her 20th birthday this week. Sophomore from Potsdam, Germany. Won a silver at the 2018 German Championships, playing club over there. And that was a heck of a play from Allison Jacobs. And Jacobs gets the kill for the Bruins. 2-1 Jacobs, a UCLA lifer. In fact, her dad, Brian, played for the UCLA football team under Terry Donahue. Met her mom, Tricia, living on campus, same apartment building. She always knew that she was going to come here to UCLA. That's something that Michael Seeley talked about. Love having that loyalty and desire to play here in Westwood. McCall well over the mark. Another air attack from the Bruins will knot things up 2-2. Long day so far for UCLA. And now the Trojans looking to go ahead for the first time in the second set. Trojans had 3-8 on the season, 10th place in the Pac-12. They're picked to finish 5th. USC picked to finish 5th. UCLA 4th in the preseason rankings. Near side, Botkin over the block. Kept alive, though, by Sabrina Smith. Fleck near side, and it's Jacobs Therio for USC. Botkin again down the line. And Botkin now with 7 kills and 7 digs today. Check it out again, the senior from Houston, Texas. Yeah, don't mess with Texas, folks. Brooke Botkin coming back more or less healthy after a tough 2019 season. There's Shermer down the middle. McCall digs it out, gets it back from Lane. 3-3 the tally now here in the second set. All right, Alon McCall, first year at UCLA, spent first couple of years at TCU, had a great freshman campaign, AVCA, honorable mention, All-American at TCU, All Big 12 first team, but then a leg injury despite 3 double-doubles in a 2020 contest in 2019. But back to full health and making huge contributions for Michael Sealy. And a nice block by McCall there. Free ball, Fleck, Pack, and another put away for McCall right down the middle with the little tip. Yeah, she brings the power, but a couple of her kills in this set have just come just with a little tap. And UCLA up 4-3. And it'll be Audrey Pack taking advantage of the opportunity, the on-the-job training, as Michael Sealy calls it. Pressed into action after the injury to Devin Chang, and down the middle, Brooklyn Shermer, fantastic with her 4th kill. UCLA, USC 4-4. And as we talk about this series going back and forth, 88-94, USC lost 14 straight, but then won 11 straight from 2001 to 2005. So you'd think the 3-match losing streak by the Trojans to the Bruins, but a blip on the radar. And down the middle, Sabrina Smith putting UCLA back on top 5-4. So back to Alon McCall, the junior sociology major, high school All-American at Rouse High School in Texas. At the net, Lothrow backs it out, just trying to add a little touch over the net. Shermer faked out all the Bruins. And Shermer with another put away for USC. She and Veska each with 5 kills, 7 for Brooke Botkin. So it's been a very, very good effort all around in the Trojan ranks, something they haven't seen a whole lot of. I mean, take into account, they got swept a week ago against Washington. They hit 0-0 in 2 of the 3 sets in which they were swept by the Huskies last week. Pack. Njai nursing it over. Therio up for Veska, right over the block. Oh, another nice play from Fleck. And apparently not as well executed as that first thought, so USC will take the point. Touch the floor, says the referee Kevin Cole. Tony Gravitt, down official in this one. So 6-5, and it's Lothrow served all those services when USC led the comeback trail, down 24-20 in the first set to win 27-25, back behind. All right, Mac May just gets it over. Nicely done. So not a whole lot of English needed on these kills from UCLA. As they even things up again, 6-6. There's May, top of your screen. Yep, just right over the net. Died of exhaustion. Botkin tried to keep it alive, but to no avail. '15th ranked UCLA Bruins, 12-5 coming in. Cross court, and USC wins the point again. Veska having herself a nice day with 6 kills, just in behind Botkin for USC's lead. Alon McCall with 12 kills for the Bruins to lead the attack. Here's Botkin. Off the line, McCall. Near side, Njai. And the Bruins win it as it was off the block of Shermer. Njai at 6-2 on the near side. And back in for the Bruins comes Allison Jacobs. There's Kate Lane, Palos Verdes High School, played at Surfside Volleyball Club. Mom Brooke played volleyball at Cal State Fullerton. That Dennis football over there. Shermer Lothrow, good job to keep it alive, and it'll just be floated over by Shermer. Nice play by McCall. There's May off the back row. Botkin up far side. Veska. Oh, what a play by McCall. Far side, May. And it will be the Bruins on top, 8-7. Yeah, that's the Mac May that all the Pac-12 opposition has come to, I guess, recoil in horror from. Right there, up for the kill for May. And she knows what to do with it. Pac-12 Player of the Year hammers it. Seeley talking about a resilient, tough, shows up every day. Does the little things, now looking at herself in the leadership position with this young team. And the Bruins now go up on top by 2. And May really embracing the role as that senior leader. And perhaps the rest of the Pac-12 saying, maybe you shouldn't come back in the fall, but it looks like she might be coming back. The rest of the opposition, I don't know about that, if they're celebrating that fact. All right, here's Lane again. Therio. Lothrow leaves it up, dug out by Fleck. Lane far side, May again off the block. This time it comes back the Bruins direction, and the Trojans earn a point back. The USC block has been very, very good. We mentioned they're not very deep, especially in the block category, but Grika right there, 6'3". Alexandra Grika from Warsaw, Poland. 21-year-old. USC has got a few players that are up there in age. 21-year-old sophomore, no less, and Therio couldn't collect that one from May. May now with 7 kills. She and McCall have worked for 19 of the Bruins. 35 points here today. 10-8 Bruins. Lothrow toward the net, just over by Veska. Lane to Jacobs. Shermer, oh, nicely done. May could not collect that one, and Brooklyn Shermer having herself a good day so far too. She and Veska now each with 6 kills. There's Brooklyn Shermer. Watch the top of your screen there on the right side. Oh yeah, and then May tried, but could not. Brooklyn Shermer, her brother, played on the USC football team as an uncle. Titus Tuiasosopo played on the offensive line for USC. A very athletic family. Jacobs trying to put it away. Oh, just nicely nursed over by Lothrow. Raquel Lothrow, mentioned a few years ago, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. And it's interesting what Brad Keller said about Lothrow. He had her watch a video of Ric Flair, and you're probably sitting at home saying, what, Ric Flair, the wrestler? He tried to slow things down, try not to be so wild. I mean, this is a Pac-12 Freshman of the Year. So I said, become a little more composed, a little less woo, if you will. I said, watch the video of Ric Flair, and then she said, don't be Ric Flair. Each coach is their own, unto their own style. All right, USC keeping there. The Trojans go back 11-10 on top here. First lead since 3-2 in this second set. They already won the first set, 27-25. Trying to put the screws to UCLA here at Poly, just like they did 3 years ago. That one hammered home. Wow. Well, the Trojans came knowing probably a little bit about the history. Candace Denny, a senior, certainly didn't have to be told about that. And she was ready for that one. Senior from Saratoga, California, transfer from Arizona originally. Normally an outside hitter, but slotted in that middle blocker position because of the depth issues. Oh, wow. Alon McCall having herself a day. Good day for a day, folks. 13 kills for Alon McCall. Had only 7 kills on Friday night, 13 digs. Now playing more offense tonight. 12-11. All right, Zoe Fleck, UC Santa Barbara transfer. Student of the game, according to her coach. Watching a lot of video on all the opposition. And Shermer now with another one for USC. So Shermer quickly has taken the lead, taking the mantle here for the Trojans. She now has 8 kills. She had 7 all of Friday night. She had a career high 16 kills in the first match against Washington, that 3-2 thriller in which they lost to the Huskies, working on a new career high here today. Botkin dug out by May at the net. Lane McCall again. This one not to be. And like that, USC up 14-11 now, their largest lead of the second set. And Michael Seeley will use the timeout. The Trojans, well, they had a rocky time of it so far in 2021, coming in at 3-8, unusual 10th place in the Pac-12, but holding their own on the Bruins, leading 1-0 and leading in the second set. Back with more after this. USC on top of UCLA 14-11, but the youth is being served on the set category. A lot of freshman trendsetters, if you will. Emery Herman at Arizona, Izzy Shushevsky at Oregon State, and Ella Snyder over at Arizona State. Aubrey Pack, we mentioned, stepping to that role very well. And Kate Lane at 5.9 assists per set. Freshman for UCLA at 11th place on there. So, yeah, I mean, they've been pressed into action. And as we talked about, this is a free eligibility campaign, so all these freshmen will carry that freshman eligibility status over into the fall when they play in about 6 months' time again. This one from Shermer off the net. Lane, and keeping it alive, Sabrina Smith, and it will go USC's way. Oh wow, now it's 15-11, so breaking an 11-all tie, and Brooklyn Shermer having a very good day in this rivalry. The junior played in only 5 matches in 2019 and only 3 in 2018. So again, we talked about 3 players off this roster, only 12 usable players for Brad Keller when you consider the injuries they've had. Trying to keep it alive, USC to no avail on that play. That was Kylie Baumert getting in for the first time today for USC, so it's 15-12. And keep in mind, we talked about it, USC's had 6 cancellations, only behind Stanford in the number of games canceled to COVID. They had their first 2 against Stanford canceled. Then back-to-back weekends at home against Arizona State and Washington State. USC's only played 3 matches at home this year as a result of those cancellations. Botkin off the block, Fleck, May, neither one could get it. And now it's 16-12 USC. Trojans taking off. Putting it to the throttle here today, and Candace Denny will now get the service. Denny, the senior, pre-law, sat out in 2019 after she transferred from the University of Arizona. She's getting her sea legs under her after 2020's cancellation. And the service error against the Trojans will give UCLA a point back. Trojans 6-time national champions, 3 times in the NCAA, last coming in 2003 as that back-to-back campaign went. Lothrow down the middle, Shermer again! Kept alive by Fleck. Far side, May trying to get it over. Botkin gets it back off the block, nicely done. Brooke Botkin, her 9th kill of the game. To go along with 12 digs, next kill a double-double for Brooke. Saving her best for Poly Pavilion after that excellent display a few years ago. She actually left high school at Pearland High School in Texas to enroll at USC. And then in 2018, Pac-12 All-First Team, AVCA All-American Second Team. Mac May, there's Therio on the free ball. Oh yeah, Iman Njai knows what to do with it. 17-14. Njai, the freshman from Plano, Texas, is waiting, biding her time right off of Lothrow there, number 10 for USC. There's Iman again. Been at a couple different high schools, finished her career at Plano High School after attending Jasper High School, all district. She was an MVP USA Volleyball Junior National Championship Team 2019. Kelsey Campo is wearing number 20 today, making her first appearance. Made her first appearance of the season on Friday. And UCLA with Iman Njai leading the rally again, 17-15 now, creeping it within 2. Yeah, despite the efforts at USC, just trying to keep it off the ground, and Njai, she knew what to do with it down the line there. Campo, the junior from Costa Mesa, Mater Dei High School, a Monarch. That time Botkin and UCLA unable to keep it going. Campo and Pack with a collision on the far side. And once again, spotlight on Brooke Botkin. We mentioned Samantha Bricio, all Pac-12. Kalia Lanier, all Pac-12, 6th all-time. Those two 5th and 6th all-time in kills. And now Brooke Botkin for the Trojans. Njai. Shermer, near side, great play from McCall. Pack goes wide. And man, what a play by Therio. Back to Shermer. Can UCLA keep this alive? Fleck. Oh yeah, she knows how to find Mac May. Free ball again, and that time Alexandra Grika. Not Grika to her, 19-15. USC, wow. Sophomore from Warsaw, Poland with love. Oh, nice. She is a sophomore. This is her first collegiate year. She did lose one of those years to clearinghouse issues. 3 years on the Polish national team, which is what held things up. Played club over there as well. Pack, back this way to Njai, pancake, Therio, USC keeps it alive, Shermer, over the net. Oh, and that one by Emily Ryan. And the Bruins win the point, but what a play from USC. Boy, they've come to play today, the Trojans. Despite the tough sailing, despite coming in 3-8, a rough night Friday and a rough weekend last week against Washington. Yeah, they've played very well. Winning the first set, and you saw just the rally there. They kept the ball alive even though it wasn't to be, as Emily Ryan put a stop to that. Ryan with 8 kills today. She had 14 on Friday. Lane, and that, yeah, USC caught flat-footed. 19-17 as the Trojans now watching the Bruins rally again. Kind of how things went in the first set. USC opened up a 5-point lead. UCLA came back at 5 set points for the Trojans rallied and won 27-25. USC's held a 4-point lead in this set. Veska over the net, the Bruins lane. There's May, denied. Fleck keeps it alive, but the Trojans take advantage. It's been a long day for Zoe Fleck, libero for UCLA. There's a miscommunication early with Mac May. Cost the Bruins a couple of points. It's 2017, the Trojans trying to inch closer to going up 2-0 in this contest. Therio, sophomore from Carlsbad, California, down San Diego way, and May dug out by Botkin. Just keeping it alive, Shermer. Botkin again, but the block denies. Bruins block was in full effect on Friday and doing just the same kind of work here today, 20-18. UCLA trails by 2. Mac May, 8 times with a couple of service aces this year. She had 3 against Utah, and that split with the Utes. And that one was Candace Denny, a senior for USC. They have Denny the senior as well as Botkin the senior, and the graduate setter we haven't seen today, Sarah Nelson, Duke transfer, but that's it. A lot of young faces on the USC roster, 21-18. And the service by Veska. Out of bounds, giving UCLA the serve right back. So it'll be the aforementioned Zoe Fleck. And Fleck, somebody who Michael Seeley was talking about, avidly digesting tape on the opposition. In fact, they've had to tell her to pull back a little bit. Such a student of the game she is. That one off the block by Botkin, and it'll give UCLA another point against them, 22-19. And Botkin now with 11 kills to go with her 13 digs. So USC once again with Shermer. Mentioned with that aching shoulder. McCall. May trying to find the seam there. The USC defense. And coming around the side, Denny. And it's USC again that attack down the line to put them up by 4, matching their largest lead of this set. And they're just on point tonight, folks. Look at that. Denny right down the line, right in front of Fleck there. Number 4 for the Bruins. So a timeout for UCLA. And it's 23-19. USC on top. And we talk about all the back and forth going on in the first set. And Brooke Botkin, who we talked about in the beginning, last Trojan win was in this building in 2018. Oh, she has been fantastic. 11 kills, 13 digs, all over the place, making Zoe Fleck work that time. And at that time, it was Alon McCall couldn't get to it. Off the block as well. Emily Ryan, too hot to handle. And again, finding her spot, again, down the line against UCLA. So there have been a lot of heavy hitters for USC over the years, and Brooke Botkin trying to fill the role. Not easy at all. Brad Geller talked about a Kalia Lanier losing that production for USC automatically was going to make things a little more difficult this season, but Brooke Botkin certainly poised to take the reins for the Trojans. Senior from Houston, Texas, presumably to return in the fall. We'll see if she returns in the fall. She'll be 23 on September 2nd. And a game-high 15 kills on Friday, and today already with 11 kills, 13 digs for the Trojans. All right, 23-19 the count after the USC Trojans. The women of Troy took the first one, 27-25, rallying from 5 set points. Here's the junior Shermer. Off the net, let for the Bruins. Down the middle, Sabrina Smith. Botkin over, Fleck. Lane McCall off the block, and there's Shermer again. Lothrow racing to it. Botkin looking for another. Tap right over by Smith. Nicely done by Lothrow. Good rally here. Lane down the middle. Smith. And that one won by UCLA. Sabrina Smith having a very, very good time of it. Last 9 matches. 51 kills, 6 errors coming in. And she just stuck with it. Nobody could handle that one. Not even Bomber at number 20, the last touch there. Smith, the senior from Moraga, California, up north. All right, Audrey Pack. And the great stories for the Bruins this year. Near side, Botkin. Oh, what a play by Fleck, another athletic play. McCall finds them. And finds the Trojans flat-footed again. Puts them where they ain't. 23-21. Yeah, look at that play by Fleck right there, diving all out. And Alon McCall with another one. That's 15 kills tonight for Alon, 6-foot junior from Leander, Texas. Mentioned the leg injury at TCU. An inauspicious departure from the Horned Frogs to the Bruins, because after that 2018 season when she was so good, led the Big 12 in kills and points per set, was 18th in the nation. It's a big get for the Bruins, and another transfer right there. Zoe Fleck from UC Santa Barbara. He's 100% pro, always looking for an edge. Very athletic, 5'6" junior from Granada Hills, California. A couple of years at UC Santa Barbara. Almost beat number 2 Texas in 2019 when they were in the NCAA tournament. Entering today, second in the Pac-12. Came into the weekend leading the Pac-12 among liberos and those digs percent. You've seen it. She's been busy here today all over the floor. Member of the U.S. Women's College National Team in her career as well. Set her high school record at Sierra Canyon and digs. Certainly on a lot of people's radars, especially after that 2019 campaign she had at UC Santa Barbara, leading them into the NCAA tournament. 23-21, though. USC trying to go up 2-0 over UCLA. You call this rivalry day among these two schools. You mentioned earlier men's water polo beating USC earlier in the day. 119th national championship for UCLA. One of those claimed by Michael Seeley in 2011. 4 NCAA championships for the Bruins. On the women's volleyball side, the great Andy Banikowski, coaching here for a better part of 4 decades. Pack Over the net here, Lothrow, far side. Oh, crushing Candace Denny. And here we go. There's another set point for the Trojans, trying to go up 2-0. A stunner so far here at Poly Pavilion. A little bit of redemption looking for it for the Trojans. It's been a very difficult 2021 season. Pack near side, McCall denied, but off the block, and it will stay with UCLA earning the point. So a breath of air for the moment. Set point 2 coming up for the Trojans though. And McCall, who garnered that point. Only 7 kills on Friday, but today 16 of them now. Near side, Botkin trying to put this set away, but not to be. Hammered it, but out wide, and now it's 24-23. So after UCLA had 5 set points only to lose the first set, now the third set point coming up for the Trojans as they'll utilize another timeout here. 24-23 USC over UCLA. And welcome back to the broadcast. This is Danny Lee with you. I feel you're settling in here and appreciate you joining us on this Sunday. Alon McCall, yeah, fantastic day so far. 16 kills, 8 digs off the block there. You should be doing a lot of that here today for UCLA. Team high 6 double-doubles this season, and she's working on number 7 with 16 kills and 8 digs. But it wasn't only the power. Nursing one over the block there, and coming from the far side. Yeah, hammering one home on the strong side there against the Trojans. So McCall, the TCU transfer, 467 hit percentage here today. A well-earned rest. 2 away from the season high of 18. Came into the weekend actually with 3 straight double-doubles. So looking for another double-double here today and looking for a new season high with UCLA. They're coming over from TCU. She had a 2020 contest in that injury-shortened 2019 campaign. Austin Junior Volleyball Club in her club days. All right, so set point number 3 for USC, trying to go up 2-0 here at Poly on the campus of UCLA. There's a couple of weeks left in the volleyball season before we get to the NCAA tournament. This year, foreshortened tournament, only 48 teams versus 64. All right, McCall. Dug out by Bomber. Botkin trying to put this one away, and she does. And Botkin gives USC the victory in the second set, 25-23 over UCLA. And Brooke Botkin with 12 kills, 13 digs after being so instrumental in the last victory that USC had at Poly in 2018. Well, USC is just 1 set away from knocking off the Bruins to end that 3-match losing streak, and it's been the Brooke Botkin show. USC takes it 25-23. Back with the third set right after this. Pac-12 Women's Volleyball is brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Back at Poly Pavilion here on the campus of UCLA. USC, a shocker, up 2-0. The Trojans coming in at 10th place in the Pac-12. Unusual standings, ladies and gentlemen. 9-time national champion Stanford, only 2-6, just above them. Washington State, Washington were deprived of the Apple Cup this weekend because of the COVID restrictions off of Washington State. Oregon came back, swept their rival. Colorado, after beating Utah. Utah came back and gave Beth Lumiere her 600th win. Arizona sweeping Cal. Cal, a tough season on the campaign at the bottom of the conference. But a very unusual year. We're looking at a lot of surprises this year. We mentioned Oregon. Remember, there were 3 years ago, they were in the Elite 8, the NCAA tournament, but they were only picked to finish 7th this year. And Brooke Nuneviller for Oregon made that move from libero to outside hitter, and has been seamless for Oregon so far this season. So surprise for the Ducks, and here we have a surprise on our hands at Poly. Nice play from Shermer. Here's May trying to put it away. Saved nicely by Botkin, who's had a great opportunity today to make herself a star. Vescott, here's Alon McCall for the Bruins. And the rally continues. Shermer, free ball for UCLA. Pack. And it's the attack from UCLA's Sabrina Smith to give the Bruins the lead 1-0. All right, the Bruins going to have to win 3 in a row today to come away and extend this winning streak over the Trojans. Trojans battle off 5 set points of UCLA in the first set. Trojans came back and beat UCLA 25-23 in the second. A lot of good defense from the short-handed Trojans. Missing 3 players, 2 middle blockers, no less. Lothrow, oh, well, that was an unforced error. Lothrow meet net. Net wins that one. Lothrow, though, with 29 assists today. 8 digs. And remember, she is the only triple-double for the Trojans. Did that last season they played against Northern Iowa in the rally era. Mentioned the coaches telling her just to slow things down a little bit. Brad Keller playing an international style that he honed from John Speraw coaching on the men's team at UCLA. Speraw with the men's national team, and that one was hammered into the block by Shermer. And UCLA's block now doing the yeoman work. They're up 3-0 to start this one. Iman Njai, freshman from Plano, Texas. Only 1 error and 20 attacks, 11 kills against the Trojans in the win on Friday, 3-1. Have to do a lot here to come back today. Smith with the service. And a miscue from Candace Denny that time. So a different Trojan team coming out in this third set. USC quickly trailing 4-0. The Bruins, you may remember their season in 2019 when they went 19-12. Keep in mind, I had to look back on that one. 15 of those 19 wins were 3-0 wins. That Bruin team had a lot of dominating victories. Only 3 3-0 wins this year. And now miscue on UCLA. And actually, this is a held ball against USC, so it will be 5-0 now. Correction on that one. So the Bruins out 5-0 on USC. Number 15th ranked team in the land, UCLA, but having a tough go of it to start this one. And UCLA mentioned at 5th place. Other than the 2013-2018 team, back with more after this. The 15th ranked Bruins facing the Trojans here at Poly Pavilion. Crosstown showdown. While the Bruins coming out, hoping that they've righted the ship here in this third set. Yeah, Milan McCall has been busy, 16 kills today, and hoping that she and her teammates have solved the Trojans' dilemma here. Trojans up 2-0. And we were saying going to break, other than the 2013-2018 teams, UCLA's never finished lower than 6th in conference. Now take from it what you will, an unusual season, and it's hard to put these in the record books. Miscue on the serve from McCall. It's 5-1 now. USC gets their first chance to try and serve for a point here. But take from it what you will, but USC coming in at 3-8. It's unusual. They haven't had a losing record, USC, since 1990. In fact, they haven't missed the NCAA tournament since that 1990 season when they were 12-16. And now USC able to grab another point back. Brooklyn Shermer having a great day here today alongside Brooke Botkin. The last losing conference season for USC, you have to go all the way back to 1986 when they were 0-18 in the then Pac-10. But this is one of those take it with a grain of salt kind of seasons. Near side, oh wow, nice dig from Fleck, going all the way into the bench, McCall, and it's Fleck having to bring it over. Free ball for the Trojans. Lothrow near side, Botkin. McCall there again. Pack to May, off the block, nicely done. Candace Denny. And USC now with the last 3 points scored. Keep your eye on Denny right there, number 4, yeah. Denying Mac May. Yeah, all eyes on May in the conference and the nation for sure. And Denny has had the lion's share at the net here today. Overpass, oh my goodness, Candace Denny. The senior, oh yeah, she was waiting on that one. Yeah, like the lion pouncing on the gazelle. You saw that one right over the net, and thank you very much. Taking the Christmas gift here in March. All right, off the back row, McCall. And this time, Njai with a fury. That ends the 4-point swing the Trojans' direction to make it 6-4. Now, USC just not going away. Trojans, they've been thirsting for this win for quite some time and trying to finish off the Bruins here in the third set for an unusual sweep. But the Bruins hoping to have something to say here. Lane with the service. An eventful dig for Therio. Denny again. Lane back to May. Finds the little seam. And Mac May. Haven't been saying her name as much as McCall today, but still with 8 kills, 7 digs on the afternoon. Pac-12 Player of the Year a couple of years ago, or better put, the last season that was played. And it's Lane again, 7-4. Trojans up 2-0. Botkin off the block. Gets it back, and McCall. Lane, far side, May. Kept alive, though, by Lothrow. Bomber, and it's just out of reach, but the point to the Bruins as it sails out of bounds, 8-4. Yeah, you don't think Brooke Botkin, the senior, wants this one? Both coaches talking about, it's all a bunch of noise, the rivalry this year, muted crosstown rivalry. But if you're UCLA or USC, yeah, you'd like to scrub clean that losing streak if you're USC, and if you're UCLA, trying to run the sweep at the expense of Brad Keller, first-year head coach. He almost gave up the sports. Interesting story when he played at LMU. Get to that in a bit. Lane, service. And Denny. Here's Lothrow again to Botkin off the block. Back near side. And a nice play for Jacobs off the block, giving the Bruins another point. So just like that, 4 straight for UCLA. But now Brad Keller played at Loyola Marymount his first 2 years and nearly gave up the sport. He was an outside hitter, defensive specialist. They dropped volleyball, men's volleyball in 2000. Nearly went to NYU to play Division III volleyball. So frustrated, he almost gave it up. And then he worked with his brother Jared. They started a club team, became director, coach of that team, and later came back to USC to coach. UCLA with another point. 10-4 now, and he was off and running. Mentioned 2007, coaching for Bill Ferguson through 2010, assistant at UC Irvine under Speraw, then came back coach with Speraw at UCLA, and at UCLA as the associate head coach last season before taking the head coaching position. So I guess the overarching message, never give up, folks. Yep, Brad Keller's team not giving up today, up 2-0, but trailing 10-4 in this third set. The rivalry continues here on Pac-12 Networks. UCLA winning the third set 10-4, but Brad Keller's team up 2-0. And you see Brad Keller's accomplishments on both sides of this rivalry. Yeah, Coach Keller is the only coach in the history of UCLA, USC men's volley and women's volleyball to coach both sets of teams. And that's quite an accomplishment there when you consider all the coaches who have played for on both sides, went to the other side. We mentioned Carstelo, volunteer assistant starting the season, played for Michael Sealy, Jeff Nygaard, and that was a prolonged contact against Elon McCall, so that'll give the point to USC 10-5. Yeah, so a lot of people gone back and forth, and Jeff Nygaard, who was 3-time Olympian with Dane Blanton, who's now the beach coach at USC, coaching the men's team that had 2 national championships under the belt over at UCLA. Yeah, this rivalry certainly transcends collegial loyalties, to say the least. And UCLA, great job there for Allison Jacobs, getting the Bruins on top 11-5. And this is their largest set lead of the day so far. They previously led by 5. They had 5 set points for just joining us in that opening set, only to lose 27-25 to USC. The Trojans came back 25-23. The Trojans trying to win it in a sweep. They're in the second of these 2 rivalry matches, and Botkin with another kill. 13 kills, 14 digs. Busy day for Botkin. Yeah, she's been up to the challenge all day long. There she is, number 7. Oh yeah, Zoe Fleck. Gotta watch those fingers on some of those attacks from Botkin. All right, so it's Raquel Lathro from Malaga, Spain. 7-year member of the national team in Spain, U16s, U18, 25 matches with them. McCall! And Therio couldn't keep it from hitting the floor. 12-6. UCLA trying to work the comeback trail. Last week they beat number 9 Utah in 4 on Friday, only to lose in 4 in the rematch. And it's so difficult to take on these teams, and that's what they're having to do, the round robin style, twice a weekend because of COVID. Fleck trying to keep it alive, and it's back to the Trojans. 12-7 now. So difficult to beat a team both ends of the weekend. And right now UCLA can certainly attest to that, trailing 2-0. Botkin now with the service. Set up by Lane May, and just tucks it inside the back line there. And the Bruins off and running. These are the Bruins we're used to seeing coming in 12-5, 5th in the conference. To say this year has been unusual would be the biggest understatement in the history of mankind at this point. 2020 canceled, playing the season in the spring, back at it again in the fall. Pack the freshman, filling in for Devin Chang. Near side, Shermer off the block. That time a pancake attempt for Pack. And the Trojans get it back 13-8. Shermer having a fantastic afternoon. 9 kills, 7 digs. And here's Sophia Therio, the Marist College. The Red Foxes played at Marist. All-rookie team in the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference as a freshman. That time not to be, and the Bruins get it back 14-8. Trojans back in action last week after missing the previous 2 weeks because of those COVID cancellations we talked about. And another service into the net for UCLA. We're not normally accustomed to seeing that. Even saw it from Mac May, saw a couple from Alon McCall today. So easy point for the Trojans. And back to Amelia Veska. Veska playing at the 2019 World University Games, representing Germany as well. Nice play from May, free ball for the Trojans. Near side again on the attack, Shermer. Back near side, Njai kept alive, nicely done. Shermer brings it over. Pack again, looking for Njai, and the Trojans are able to keep it alive. Oh wow, Pack down the middle again, Smith. Denny trying to put it away. Great rally here, May, and a miss hit for Veska. Oh wow, some of the greatest plays we've seen here today from the Trojans. Have not won them any points, but impressing a lot of people here. Yours truly included. You saw Sabrina Smith flying into the screen. Denny with the attack attempt. Zoe Fleck keeping it alive. Zoe Fleck just getting that left hand on it to keep it alive there. 15-9. Yeah, she goes out all the time, 100% all the time, said the coaches. They even had to ask her to pull back, Zoe Fleck. Came into the weekend leading all liberos and digs, second as far as we last checked today. Service from Smith. Near side, Shermer. Pack keeps it alive. Here's May again. Oh, nice dig from Botkin. Leaving it long for Shermer. Off the block. Njai again. Paired up with Emily Ryan, but it was Njai saying not here, not now. 16-9. And there you go, number 13, the long arms of Njai. UCLA now their largest edge at 7. Down 2-0. Gonna have to take this one to distance if they want to try and sweep the weekend from USC. And a nice play from Denny, just lofting it over. Candace Denny helping to fill out what has been a very nice score sheet for the Trojans. 8 kills for Denny, 9 for Shermer today, leading all Trojans. 13 for Botkin. For UCLA, 17 for McCall, and Mac May with 10 kills. Shermer, the serve. Far side attack, May. Too tough for Therio. And the Bruins up by 7 again, 17-10. And on comes Lane, as well as Allison Jacobs, the freshman. Of course, all eyes, as always, on Mac May. Moving into 14th all-time at UCLA in kills today. Just the 13th Bruin with 1,000 kills plus and 100+ aces. The anchor of the squad. Lane just lofts that one out of bounds, and another service error for the Bruins. The serving has not been the strong point for UCLA here today, leaving a lot of points out there for USC to gobble up. The Bruins left after this week will take on Oregon State, and then they've got 2 meetings at Stanford. And an ace for USC. So another high point for Candace Denny here today. 17-12. USC, meanwhile, they'll be at Arizona. Yeah, and not a whole lot of home matches. We mentioned 0-3 at home, all those cancellations, and then they have Colorado to finish up the year. May trying to toss it over. A nice pancake from Denny. Botkin with the power tip. Near side, May just too long for Brooklyn Shermer. And the Bruins up 18-12 now. Yeah, the Mac attack. Once again, Mac May. 12 kills, 7 digs. And here's the senior from Dubuque, Iowa. Botkin dug out nicely by McCall. May up tall for Botkin. Oh, the nice block put down. That looked like Lothrow there. Actually, no, correct me on that. Grieca there, along with Botkin teaming up. And it's 18-13. UCLA hanging on to a 5-point lead, but remember that first set was a house of horrors for the Bruins. They were at 24-20, and they ended up losing. 5 set points, not enough for the Bruins. Here's Lothrow again. A couple of club titles in Spain on her resume as well. And that one is hammered home by Allison Jacobs. Jacobs, a couple of double-doubles on her own end this season against Cal and Wazoo, making it 19-13. Set up, and there is Jacobs, number 6, flying into your screen. Her dad and mom met at UCLA. Dad playing on the football team, Ryan and Tricia. And then she has an uncle, Dave Zancaro, who's drafted by the A's, played at UCLA. 2013 now for the Bruins. So UCLA has come back in this third set, different perspective. And USC looking like they're on their heels for the first time today. Botkin off the far side. May keeps it alive. Oh, nicely done to Fleck as well. Here we go, Lothrow. Back set denied by McCall. McCall again. And Botkin couldn't get it over. Oh, that was a great play from McCall. And also Zoe Fleck deserves mention on that one to keep it alive. Quick reflexes. Check it out right there. McCall with the block. And then Botkin just couldn't get it over the net. But not pictured there. Was Zoe Fleck able to keep it from hitting the ground. UCLA up by 8. Over the net, Fred Vesca. Lane, far side, McCall off the block, kept alive by Botkin, and hello, McCall again. Might call that a collect McCall, but I think some of our viewers might be too young to remember collect calls, so I'll just move on from the pun and just say 22-13 UCLA. A McCalling card. Our producer, David Saunders, ladies and gentlemen, had that one. I had to give you credit, David, for that one, the McCalling card there. And Michael Seeley certainly loving having the depth of Elon McCall, as well as Iman Njai. McCall, the junior transfer first year, Njai, the freshman. And they're going to review that last play. So we'll see if this score does still stand. 22-13, challenge being used. So we'll see what happened on this last play. There's McCall on the far side. Yeah, not quite sure what we're looking at there, but McCall looked like a clean play over the net. Maybe they're looking to see if there was any interference there. We'll see. And the referee is Kevin Cole. Yeah, point for the Bruins, so the play stands. All right, you guys mentioned with the challenges, no judgment calls can be challenged there, just last touched. And it was a pretty clean play from our vantage point. So Brad Keller's team, it was world beaters the first 2 sets. I think 22-13. The Bruins had a couple of losses from last year's roster. So those 2 faces that we talked about, certainly the salve for Michael Seeley's team to help out Mac May. And yep, another newcomer as well. Allison Jacobs has done very nice. 23-13. Largest lead of the day for any team. Trojans had pulled to within 14-9 most recently, and the Bruins just off and running now, leading by 10 points. Zoe Fleck with the service. Near side Veska. Kept away, set by Grieca, and that one well out of play, and the Bruins now trying to win their first set of the contest, having scored the last 5 points, now 24-13, and by the standards of this one, this would qualify as a rout if UCLA can finish this one off. And another service error for the Bruins. So set point 1 by the board, and we saw the Bruins fritter away 5 set points in the first set, but they're going to have a tall task, the Trojans will, if they're going to want to come back in this one. Let's see. Botkin, the lady for the job today. Senior, serving it over. Oh, May trying to put it away, and she does just that. And that spells an end to set number 3. So the Trojans took the first 2 sets. UCLA coming back with a 25-14 victory over USC in the 3rd set to make it 2-1 in the Crosstown Showdown. It wouldn't be appropriate if it wasn't Mac May finishing that one off. So UCLA hammering home the 3rd set, courtesy of Mac May et al. It's 2-1, Trojans leading this one to the 4th set after this. Well, USC came into the 3rd set leading 2-0, but the Bruins would have none of it on their home floor here on this Crosstown Showdown. Yes, Sabrina Smith with the put away there, and then it was the freshman Allison Jacobs. Yeah, the Bruins firing on all cylinder. Alon McCall with the cross court pounding the Trojans there, and UCLA comes back in a fury, 25-14. And you see just the discrepancy in that 3rd set versus the first 2, where UCLA, well, they're still nursing some of those service errors, but the Bruins squad that we really came to, appreciate over years past, and certainly have come to expect to see, they came out in the 3rd set. We'll see which of these squads that we saw earlier today will show up here in this 4th set. It's interesting that Michael Seeley, called this season a blur. And he said the need for his squad is to balance, I like how he put it, balance urgency with understanding. Because it has been an unusual year. I'm going to say unusual because it's putting it mildly, but it has been an unusual year for everybody. Not just the teams here, but the whole entire world. But to basically put that in the context of understanding the development, appreciating each practice as it comes. He called each one a box of chocolates, borrowed the Forrest Gump line. Now this one, certainly a box of chocolates so far. UCLA losing the first 2, coming back, beating the Trojans in the 3rd set. We'll see what we get in this 4th set. All right, Shermer. Here's Pack. Cross court, and Njai. An error hitting the net on the attack. So the Trojans take the lead after seeing UCLA in that 3rd set scoring the first 5 points, and then they were off and running, putting away the Trojans 25-14 after UCLA lost the first 2, 27-25 and 25-23. And Raquel Lathro, 33 assists tonight for the Trojans. 7th all-time at USC in those assists. Pack, back set, Njai off the block. That's 1-1. And as we mentioned, USC just a different year on all fronts, 3-8 on the season. They haven't had a year in which they missed the NCAA tournament since 1990. But the counterpoint, they've never played volleyball during a pandemic. So take from that what you will. It's 1-1 in the fourth set. USC 2-1 on top here. Welcoming you back inside Poly Pavilion. Danny Lee with you. Glad you can join us. And we're going to check out the last play, trying to see maybe last contact to see who touched it last and make sure if there is indisputable evidence there. Njai's attack off the block and out of bounds it went. That was USC's Alexandra Grika. Goes by Ola, number 18 for USC. Won gold at the 2017 and U18 and U20 championships in Poland. Taking another look at that last play. Right off the block and out of bounds. Maybe they're trying to see if it went through her arms. Yeah, you could see it touched the right arm. And actually it was Botkin's arm it looked like it touched. So the official again, Kevin Cole, having another look as another challenge comes into view. It's 1-1 here in the fourth set. USC leading 2-1 after dropping Friday's contest 3-1 to UCLA at Galen Center, which was just their third match of the year. Third match of the year for Brad Keller. You know, Brad coached at USC, as mentioned, on the men's team 2007 to 2010 under Bill Ferguson. Comes back. Familiar confines, though. Said he uses the same golf cart he purchased when he was assistant there. Yeah, it looked like he went off Botkin. Not sure if they're looking at anything else. And the challenge system in volleyball is very limited. And the call does stand, so it will be UCLA's point. So it is 1-1 after that. But Brad Keller coming on campus, a late hire in February. After getting the phone call on his way to a Super Bowl viewing party at John Spara's house, no joke. And then setting up an interview the next week, getting hired in February at USC. 3 weeks later, practice and everything was shut down. 200 days until his next 6-on-6 practice in November. And blocked nicely there. UCLA denying once again the Trojans. That was Emily Ryan doing the task. 2-1 UCLA. Ryan with 3 blocks today, doing a little bit of everything, a couple of digs, a couple of kills, 1 dig. Brad Keller replacing Brent Crouch, who ironically enough went over to Auburn, took a bigger payday at Auburn, and then jousted the nets. And going over and interfering with the net, USC is going to be called for that, so the point will go to UCLA, 3-1. And checking out on that again. Yeah, going over there, Lothrow, and then you see coming down Grika on the net. Yeah, so Brent Crouch has been only, and there was such longevity in the USC coaching ranks. That one sails out of bounds. Veska just directs it the wrong way. Mick Haley was at the squad's helm for 17 years. Lisa Love, who later became the Arizona State athletic director, actually was in the athletic department at USC for 10 years. Chuck Irby, 12 years. Haven't had a whole lot of turnover, but Crouch left for Auburn, and after leaving to go to Auburn, they played halves of 2 seasons in the SEC, and they went 0-8 in the spring season. Pancake attempt for Therio, not there, and UCLA gets another one. And their season canceled prematurely. An odd turn of events all around. Meanwhile, UCLA has rattled off 5 straight points to go on top, 5-1, looking to draw even, trailing 2-1. Michael Seeley's team trying to sweep the Trojans this weekend, trailing 2-1. We'll be back with fourth set action right after this here on Pac-12 Networks. USC has lost 3 straight to the Bruins, 3 straight matches. They haven't lost 4 straight matches since 1994, when that was part of the 14-match losing streak. Brooke Botkin, who was part of the last win that the Trojans had against the Bruins in this building in 2018, a 5-set thriller, doing her part with 13 kills, 17 digs this afternoon. USC on the prowl again. Cross-court, Botkin had another one up, 14 kills. After leading all with 15 on Friday night, 5-2, ending that 5-0 push by UCLA. She also had 8 digs and an ace on Friday night. All Pac-12 preseason team this year, the second straight year. Cross court, Njai. Botkin keeps it alive, into the net. Lothrow, and USC can't touch it. That was the third hit from Grika. So a point for the Bruins, and now they're off up to 6-2 again. As Pack and Njai come out. Smith back onto the floor along with Kate Lane, number 21, who will be serving for the Bruins. Freshman from San Pedro, California. Sociology major. Has been very integral, along with Audrey Pack, those young setters, also playing opposite as well. Dug out by Therio. Oh, nicely done. Lothrow leaving it high for Grika. And the European connection, Spain to Poland right there. Lothrow, and there's Grika. All right, Sophia Therio. Lane looking for Smith off the block again, and the USC block's been very well timed here today. That was Veska and Denny, the tandem on the far side of your screen. And fighting their way back again, USC. So here's Therio one more time. 5'7" sophomore, 3-time CIF scholar athlete at La Costa Canyon High School. Fleck, Lane, and Emily Ryan knows what to do with that one. Emily Ryan with her 3rd kill of the game. Redshirt junior, team high 1.04 blocks per set last year, 10th in the Pac-12. This time making sure no block was needed on that one. Far side attack, Veska. That one comes off the block. Lane. That time Ryan denied. Good dig for Botkin. Shermer kept alive by Botkin. Veska again. Oh, it's Fleck. Carried over by McCall. Lothrow, and that one, Candace Denny lighting it up again with her 9th kill. 7-5 UCLA. Checking out Candace Denny. Number 4 on the lineup chart. Number 1 in the Trojans' hearts right now. Doing very well. 9 kills, 3 digs, 4 blocks, 2 assists. Trying to give UCLA a few nightmares in the process. And that was a service ace for Veska. Just landed inside in the corner. So to go back to Veska. All Pac-12 freshman team in 2019 for USC, but that might have well felt like a millennium ago for a lot of these players. Smith, there's Veska this time digging it out. Lothrow, Shermer off the block, and UCLA went over the net on that one. So the Trojans have drawn even 7-7, 3 straight now. And interfering on the block tries, so the Trojans taking advantage. And it's Veska's going to be celebrating her 20th birthday coming up this week. First German to play for USC. Lane, and great block from Denny that time, denying Ryan. 4 in a row now for USC as they go up 8-7 and trying to beat the Bruins to end this crosstown losing streak. Look at Denny right there at the net. It's an important fixture here today. 6'2" senior from Saratoga, California. Veska lofts one over. Oh, and McCall, just a little too much mustard on that one. Now the Trojans 5 in a row, up 9-7. And now it looks like the Bruins' mistakes are revisiting them from the first 2 sets. And Brooke Botkin and the Trojans looking for another win at Pauley, just like they did in 2018 when Botkin led the show. Tonight, 14 kills, 18 digs, but a good supporting cast. USC 9, UCLA 7. They're up 2-1 here in this 4th set. USC up 9-7 in no small part to number 7, Brooke Botkin. Wow, you know what? If you're Cardinal in gold, you probably don't like Poly Pavilion so much, but if you're Brooke Botkin, I don't know. She led the win in 2018, 21 digs. 2019, she had a career-high 25 kills here. She's done pretty well, considering Trojans coming in here probably have some sour feelings about playing at Poly. Well, not so much for Brooke Botkin. She feels right at home, 9-8 now, after that one sails out of bounds. All right, so UCLA will get the service, and Zoe Fleck has been busy all day long. Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Week back in earlier this month. First time at UCLA since Madeline Gates. That one off the block from Botkin, and Fleck tried her best but could not get to it. And Botkin has yet another kill. 15 kills. Mentioned that 25 kill game last time at Poly Pavilion, though, in the loss. But the year before, the last win for USC here. 18 digs so far today as well. Shermer over the net. Lane, far side, McCall. Therio, nice play. Lothrow, here's Botkin again. Cranks up the hammer, not there. McCall kept alive by Shermer. Therio, and they're gonna have to give this one over. Shermer on the free ball. UCLA, Lane denied Jacobs. Once again, Botkin in the midst of it. And that time McCall with the soft touch to pull the Bruins within 1 point. So an action-packed fourth set after UCLA won 25-14 in the third set. Yeah, Lon McCall's been busy. 20 kills today, 17 digs. Closing in on a 20-20 game. Has not done that at UCLA. But her 7th double-double of the day, of the season rather, today. Emily Pack with the serve. Lothrow, oh, nicely done by Candace Denny again. All right, 11-9 USC, and Denny, whether it's blocking, tacking, the whole 9 yards, she's been there. And now trying her servicing prowess. Pre-law student, senior from Saratoga, California. Here we go again, near side this time with McCall. Off the feed, Grieca denied. Down the middle comes Sabrina Smith. And Smith, who's been on a roll of late, pulls the Bruins back to within 1 point. And that's quite a heartening series of events for Michael Seeley, not necessarily having to call Mac May's name as much as we're used to calling. It's been the supporting cast here today. Although May has put up good numbers again, 13 kills, 9 digs. Far side, speaking of May, dug out by Shermer. Near side, Botkin off the block, and too strong on the ricochet for Lothrow to handle. 11-11 now. This is playing very much like the first set did, in which UCLA had 5 set points, only to lose 27-25. Botkin again, this one ricochets off the block. Fleck setting up May, and May can't keep it alive. Nice block again for the Trojans. Learning a few things perhaps from UCLA on Friday night. Trojans block very nice today after UCLA tied a season high with 13 of them in the 3-1 set win on Friday at Galen Center. USC back on top, 12-11. Pack going back to May, cross court, and just out of the outstretched arms of Brooke Botkin to make it 12-12. There's Botkin on the bottom of your screen. And a cut shot just a little too much to handle for Brooke Botkin. So Mac May, the senior from Dubuque, Iowa, who when she was younger was a member of the Dubuque Academy of Ballet for a decade. Certainly helps on footwork. They use that on football players. An interesting note nonetheless for Mac May. And that one nicely put away by Emilia Vesca to put USC back on top by a count of 13-12. The tensions running high here USC, they've got a couple of weeks left, coming in at 3-8. And Brad Keller knowing that this is a lot of a learning experience going on. Not so much NCAA tournament might be out of the question, especially with a much smaller field this year. And Mac May that time putting UCLA even with USC. May with 15 kills, but the leader for the Bruins, Elon McCall, in that category. Both in kills and digs, 20 and 17 today. 16 less spots as we talked about in the NCAA tournament for the 2021 iteration of the volleyball season for the women. Kate Lane, kept alive by Botkin. Fleck for the Bruins. Lane far side, May off the block. Retrieved by Jacobs. May again. And a miss hit for Botkin. And the Bruins now on top. Back and forth with the lead, and UCLA on top with the point total that matches the number of their superstar there, Mac May. UCLA coming in 25th and 35th respectively nationally in assists per set and kills per set. And another outstanding block on the far side of your screen. That time Emily Ryan teaming up with May to put UCLA back on top 15-13. 3 in a row rattled off by the Bruins. UCLA trying to play a long one here today, losing the first 2 sets before coming back 25-14 in the 3rd set. Therio, near side again, Brooklyn Shermer. Brooklyn Shermer with a double-double on her end, 11 kills, 10 digs. Had a career high 16 against Washington. We talked about it, first 2 years at USC, did not play that much, 8 matches, 2018 and 2019. Now this year, through necessity and through earning her stripes, just factored in heavily, including today, and Mac May puts it away off Therio again. Bruins up 2. UCLA getting a lot of help from May, from Njai and McCall on the pins, as we talked about this season, and May certainly loving the extra support and that leadership role she's now occupied. Botkin comes back over to USC's direction. Can they take advantage? Shermer down the line, and USC with the hard-fought point there, 16-15. What a day for Brooklyn Shermer. You wouldn't know she's been nursing that shoulder injury, and right down the line. Wow, with a fury. Redondo Union High School, native of Long Beach, California. Vesk over the net. Far side, McCall, dug out by Therio. Law throw, and it's Shermer again. 16 all. Shermer steaming toward a new career high. She's only 3 kills away from a career high in kills, or from matching that career high total. And that one is hammered home by Emily Ryan. But once again, another lead change, this time UCLA back on top 17-16. And Emily Ryan will come out for the Bruins in place of Smith. On there with Jacobs and McCall up front. Lane, Fleck, and May joining her. And it's Brooke Botkin. The story has been Brooke Botkin and Polly Pavilion. An unlikely partnership. Botkin likes it here. Let's just face it, 17-17. Brooke with 16 kills, 18 digs. Yeah, she's had at least 20 kills in the last 3 visits here. She's heading right back toward that number again. Trojans trying to finish us off in 4 sets like they had to them from UCLA on Friday, and that one will go back to UCLA as Shermer serves it out of bounds. Hasn't been the prettiest day for serving for either team. Just outside that end line for USC. Now Emily Pack will be back serving for UCLA. Freshman pressed into action a month ago after not getting any first or second team looks. The Achilles injury to Devin Cheng, here she is. Botkin denied. Kept alive, will that be enough? No, it will not, and UCLA up 19-17 now. Now putting the pressure on USC, and it'll be Emily again, or Audrey again, rather. Biology major from Moraga, California. Dad Jimmy was a Taekwondo champion at Cal, and her sister plays Division III volleyball at Carleton College in Minnesota, Lauren. Pack. Fleck goes to Njai, and Botkin just couldn't keep it alive with Denny, the two principals for USC here. So now it's 20-17. UCLA trying to close in on a fifth and deciding set. Would you have it any other way in the crosstown showdown? Bruins losing the first two sets, coming back with a resounding win in the third set, and now leading 20-17 as USC trying to slow the damage done by Iman Njai and her cohorts. And a good look at Brad Keller, the 7th head coach at USC, 40-year-old head coach, taking over as mentioned after being the associate head coach under Michael Seeley a season ago. And both these teams certainly know about the NCAA tournament. Well, the new version of it for this year only, it's going to be a little different. It's one site, as you know from some of the other sports, including basketball being played right now. Just going to play with one site. It'll be played in Omaha, Nebraska at the CHI Health Center Arena and Convention Center. 48 teams down from 64. 30 automatic qualifiers. The Ivy League and the Big West are not playing, so hence there are fewer spots. 18 at-large bids. The selection's going to be made in a matter of 3 weeks. So it certainly will be an interesting look. Now the Bruins on pace to be one of the Pac-12 invitees. Now USC has made the NCAA tournament each of the last 29 years. That is in peril right now. They're 3-8. Last time they missed the tournament was 1990. So USC not normally used to these things. But again, you know, we have to keep saying this is an unusual year. If playing volleyball in spring isn't evidence of that, then, well, all you got to do is just remember the events of the last year to know that things are different, at least for 2021 in collegiate athletics, among other things, to say the least. All right, so UCLA, unusual for them, through the first two sets, trailing the Trojans in this fourth set, 20-17 though after they won the third. And now trying to win this fourth set. Here we go, Audrey Pack on the serve. USC, looking Shermer, free ball again. Pack, Sabrina Smith, the senior. Yeah, she knows what to do with that, and she has been on a roll lately. We've been talking about it. Last 9 coming in, hitting over 440. And now pulling the Bruins even closer. 4 in a row from UCLA here. They'll go up 21-17. Another service for Audrey Pack. Back near side Botkin, denied on the block. Therio, Lothrow back again to Botkin. Kept alive by May. Nicely done. McCall. Cross court, Therio again dropping down to the knee. And down the middle, Shermer. Did anyone touch it? Yes, they did. It was off the block. And USC wins that point, 21-18. Yeah, Shermer's had a fantastic match. 14-10 kills the digs. Botkin 16-18, 45 assists, by the way, to this point for Raquel Lothrow. She's not come out. Speaks more to her prowess as it does to the depth issues for USC. And Botkin off the block and puts it away. And now here comes USC once again, 21-19. Botkin's had a busy day and getting it just off beyond the arms of Iman Njai. 17 kills, 18 digs now for the lady in the center of your screen, Brooke Botkin. Service from Denny. Mac May kept alive by Botkin again. Kylie Balmertz back onto the floor for USC. Near side, and that one's put away by McCall. 22-19. So set point for UCLA moving closer and closer. This one's another tight affair here in this fourth set, trying to force a fifth and deciding set against USC. Danny Lee with you. Glad you can join us here. Women's volleyball on the Pac-12 network. Elon McCall down the middle off the block. Kept alive by Pack. Fleck has to launch it over. Lothrow, Botkin. Oh, collision again. We've seen that a couple of times today. Fleck and May running into one another. We saw that in the early outset. That might be like 3 or 4 times where have been a miscommunication between the libero transfer from UC Santa Barbara and the senior stateswoman for UCLA. 22-20. Another error from the Bruins, and what a day as well for Raquel Lothrow. 47 assists. Pac-12 Freshman of the Year a couple of years ago. There's May, and that one does end up in off the block anyways, and the Bruins pick up the point, 23-20. Yeah, this is May's time to shine. When the pressure and the stakes start to rise, it's Mac May trying to settle things down as she has done early and often throughout her UCLA career. Smith the service for the Bruins. And that serve landed just inside, and it's an ace for Smith. And now the Bruins have their first set point of this fourth set. Remember, they had this exact same lead in the first set. 5 set points, and the Trojans rallied to win 27-25. Now can the Bruins finish off a second consecutive set win here in the crosstown showdown? Smith again. Shermer feeds Lothrow. Botkin off the block, and the Trojans still breathing in this set, 24-21. So set point number 2 for UCLA. All right, here's Botkin again. 19 kills, 19 digs on the day. Pack. Oh, Njai denied, but Pack keeps it alive. Fleck looking for May. And the Bruins come away with the victory, 25-21. And ladies and gentlemen, UCLA, USC, oh yeah, you know it. It's going down to a deciding 5th set. After the Trojans took the first 2 sets, the Bruins come back 25-14 and 25-21, and we'll have that 5th and deciding set. And who else but Mac May doing the work for the Bruins? Back with the finale after this. Mac May, well, how much more can we say about her? We've said a lot. We'll say plenty more, in fact. The Pac-12 Player of the Year in 2019. Well, when the going got tough for UCLA, she came up big in the 4th set to ensure there was a 5th set. Mac May, number 14 for the Bruins, and pretty much number 1 in everything else lately, has been doing the job throughout, and she did great in that 4th set to get UCLA to that 5th set. Yet USC came on strong early, but you can see the hit percentage. The Bruins, when they've hit higher than 250, they have not lost this season. A perfect 9-0 coming in. They're hitting 329, and you can see the service errors unusual, 7 for UCLA, but a lot of action at the net, and UCLA just has the slight edge on digs, but USC hoping to try and get back to what we saw early on in this 5th set. All right, Mac May, there she is. She has embraced the leadership role with a lot of new faces, couple of transfers, Fleck and McCall, as well as a lot of freshmen. 4 regular freshmen playing for Michael Celia's youngest team in his 11 years in Westwood. 5 freshmen figuring in heavily. You see Pack on the left. Audrey filling in for Devin Chang, the junior who got injured, Achilles injury against Washington back in February. So it's been the leadership role for Mac May. She has embraced that. And with that free year, she has not said personally yes or no, but Michael Celia said she'll be back in the fall, so look for that. All right, so Mac May, we'll see what she can do here in this 5th set. Her counterpart, Brooke Botkin, is doing the lion's share for USC with 19 kills, 19 digs. The Trojans will start things off, and as you know, when they get to 8, switch sides. All right, so the USC serving right to left as they did in the previous set. Here we go, Brooklyn Shermer, 14 kills, 10 digs, career day for her with a double-double. Here near side, Njai denied early. And the Trojans up 1-0. And something that Michael Seeley talked about with Njai is just closing in on those attacks on the net. Still working with the freshmen, still working on some of the techniques. As he talked about it, a lot of these freshmen are so used to playing from ahead. And there's Mac May, power tap, and gives UCLA their first point. So used to playing ahead of these young players and their club teams, always playing from ahead. But the thing that needs to be taught, that he talked about, was how do you look at things when there's the adversity? As he talked about, balance the urgency with the understanding, and that's been kind of the credo for UCLA this year. Smith with the serve, Therio. Oh, Botkin had to chase that one. Free ball from Shermer. Down the middle, Emily Ryan kept alive. Lothero back to the Shermer. And we have an injury timeout, so that point will be held up there. And is that Brooke Botkin? Brooke Botkin is down, and it's Lauren Crawford, the USC trainer, who will tend to the fallen player. That is bad news for USC in a season that has been a difficult one for USC. A lot of injuries, as we talked about, losing 2 middle blockers. Let's see what happened here. There's a set from Pack, Ryan, just landing. Oh, and you see right off of that attack, she just landed awkwardly. Let's see if we can get a better look at it. There she is on the right side there. Yeah, she landed on that right foot, and it just buckled underneath her. Trying to gut it out and stay in there. But because of the delay, she'll come to the side here. There's Botkin, the senior we mentioned today. 19 kills, 19 digs. USC would rather not play this 5th set without her services, so hoping that she's okay to go here. You see Brooke at the part of that last victory that USC had at Poly Pavilion in 2018. They've lost 3 in a row since. She had that leg injury last year, so it's been a rough go of it for Brooke Botkin. Now USC is going to use the timeout to see if they can't settle things down, heal her up, and it looks like she got a cut on the nose as well. Now Botkin, it's that kind of day though. She's been all over the floor, chasing after balls, hammering balls home. So USC will use the timeout, and Brad Keller will use the occasion as we're 1-1 here in this set. It looks like Botkin on the left side of your screen is ready to go. Michael Seeley coaching against his protege. All right, so UCLA next week, they'll be right back here Friday, Sunday against the Beavers of Oregon State, and then against Stanford, the 9-time national champions, who they've had 10 games lost to COVID. They'll be at home to UCLA to close up the season. We'll have that on the Pac-12 networks. That is not a familiar position for Stanford to be in 9th place, but they haven't played a whole lot. They're 2-5 as we stand right now. For Brad Keller, well, they're needing this victory because they're running out of matches. They run the risk of being under 500 unless they win here today and win out. At Arizona and versus Colorado, just the 4th and 5th matches at the Galen Center they'll play versus all those matches that were canceled. 6 lost matches this season, and all were home matches. So USC's only played at home 3 times, including their loss to UCLA on Friday. All right, I think we're ready to go here. So the Trojans 1-1 with UCLA in this 5th and deciding set after winning the first 2 sets. And we're back to action here at Poly Pavilion on the campus of UCLA. Brooke Botkin back onto the floor after the timeout from USC to count for the injury. And it's Sabrina Smith, the senior, 6'3", to serve for UCLA. Trying to go to 13-5 on the year. Number 15 team in the nation. Dug out by Therio. Lothro, Botkin, alive and well. This time denied. Mac May, Lothro to Denny. Here comes Botkin again. Oh yeah, puts it away. Wow. Now Botkin testing the ankle. Looks like the condition from up here looks pretty good. I'm not a doctor, but able to make the kill right there. Yeah, that's Brooke Botkin. 20 kill day. That's her 3rd 20 kill performance at UCLA. 2-1 USC. Denny on the service. There's McMay off the hands of Shermer. And it will be UCLA called for the attack error there. So USC will have the service just right back, 3-1. And let's see, are we looking at another challenge here? Michael Seeley talking to the referee here, so hang on a second. The official Kevin Cole will have his third challenge of the match in this fifth set. That USC led the first two sets with victories 27-25, 25-23 for UCLA, battling back. So set there. And trying to see maybe the prolonged contact is what they're looking at. So Kevin Cole going to check it out on the monitor. USC as it stands 3-1 on top of UCLA. And they will confirm the call. And it does go against UCLA. So the attack error on the Bruins gives the Trojans another point. And now they're ahead 3-1. So off to a good start here in the fifth set. And Candace Denny also playing very well. All-around game. 10 kills, 6 blocks, 3 digs, 3 assists. Lothrow, Botkin just through the seam again. And Brooke, after the injury, left and right, 3 straight kills after that injury timeout. Yeah, just between Fleck and McCall. 4-1 now in this fifth set. 21 kills, 19 digs for Botkin. Off the block and jive. Fleck keeps it alive. McCall denied, gets it over. Lothrow, near side Botkin again. Free ball for USC. Botkin, oh, what a play again for Fleck. Down the middle. Nicely done for UCLA. Elon McCall. Don't sleep on Elon McCall. 21 kills, 17 digs, and a big point there for UCLA. 4-2 now. The TCU transfer, first year at UCLA. And it looks as if USC is going to use a timeout. Actually, we have another review. All right, so another review. So this is going to lead to a delay in action again. Yeah, this is playing very, very dramatically here in this fifth set. USC leading 4-2 in set 5. Each team trading off back-to-back set wins, with USC coming out to a great start, only to see UCLA come on strong, as they have shown. And as mentioned in the series, USC winning the last, or losing the last 3 matches to UCLA, and 7 of the last 8 overall. Trying to put a stop to that here. First-year head coach Brad Keller spending a lot of time at UCLA, associate for the women's team after 5 years under John Speraw. And we'll check out the ruling here. And off the block, Grieca setting up Lothrow. It was Botkin there. And it was Fleck that touched it there. Set for Pack. And it looked like it was in bounds. I think that's probably what they're looking at right there. So the call is confirmed, so they do give it to UCLA. All right, so the Bruins will have the serve here in the fifth set, 4-2. And it'll be Kate Lane. All right, so Lane, the freshman, once again, trying to set up shot for UCLA. They're going to rally here. Final set of this one. Dug out by Botkin, Lothrow. Grieca shepherds it over. McMay off the block, and it dies an uneventful death for the Trojans. And it will be UCLA 4-3 now, trailing by just 1. All right, so the Bruins trying to even this one up. Tough way to start things in the first set when they had 5 set points, yet lost. But trying to win 3 in a row going away against the Trojans. Lane serves it over. Lothrow firing it down the middle. Shermer. And USC gets back a point. And now Shermer knocking on the door of tying her career high. And she had 16 kills a week and a half ago against the Huskies. She has 15 here today with 10 digs. Got that first double-double. I'm trying to add to the kill category. McMay denied, and UCLA could not get that back over. A double touch for the Bruins. McMay gives the point to USC. There you go. Touched it and then touched it again. And May could not do anything with it. 6-3 USC. Alexander Grika and company trying to beat the Bruins for the first time since 2018 in this building. Lane delivered right over the top. Oh, kept alive by Grika. Well done, Lane. Backs it out to May, and it will be UCLA's point just inside that back line, 6-4. McMay with 21 kills. Boy, between the 4th and 5th sets here, she has added to her numbers in a hurry. 22 along with Elon McCall, 22 kills. Elon McCall early, and now it's been McMay late. Brooke Botkin has done it all day long. And flex return over the net going to USC. And we got one more point. The Trojans perhaps here till they switch sides. Trying to close out this victory. Hard fought one for Botkin and company. Dug out by May. Near side again for Jacobs. Back to the Trojans. Lothrow. Shermer denied. Botkin keeps it alive. Lothrow over the top. Grika. And UCLA going over the top again. And it will give USC the 8th points of the set to put them up 8-4. And the Trojans on top. And the change here on the 5th deciding set from LA. Crosstown Showdown finale next. Brad Keller in his first year as the head coach of USC after being the associate head coach for this women's team at UCLA last year. You know, they've had some very, very tough contests. They took Oregon at home to 5 sets twice, losing. Took Utah to 5 sets, number 7 at the time, before losing that one. They took Washington last Friday before this weekend to 5 sets, lost that one. You talked to Brad Keller entering this weekend. He said we could easily be 7-3. It's the cruelty of this season for a squad not really having a lot of depth. The injuries, only 12 players really on the roster, which most, he said, mother, I really don't have many substitutions to make. McCall, and that one was USC unable to retrieve, and UCLA will get the point back 8-5. A difficult season for USC. We're not normally used to saying those words, but this would be certainly a high point, knocking off a ranked team, no less the rival. Fleck, Botkin keeps it alive. Lothrow near side. Shermer, and a mishit for McMay means the Trojans creep closer to that magic number of 15.
Now on serve for USC.
Trojans last year, by the way. This is the 5th time they've gone to 5 sets. Last year, school record 11 times. That time, UCLA able to take advantage. Trojans unable to handle Bruins. They're 9-6. They were 4-7 in 2019. On a record 11 times. This time, just the 5th time they've gone 5 sets, and as mentioned, they're 0-4 in their previous 4 matches that have gone the distance. All right, so here's Audrey Pack, freshman, Moraga, California, filling an invaluable hole for Michael Seeley. The injuries mentioned. And that time, Amelia Vesca, a little hot to handle for the Bruins. It's 10-6 now, USC. Veska, the sophomore German, right there, coming cross courts. And embattled Mac May there in the back row. Veska, a little miscommunication there, but kept alive by McCall. Njai off the block. Over the top, Botkin, and Brooke Botkin continues what she has shown early and often here today. Another kill for Brooke off that back row. There she goes down the middle and slicing it right past Zoe Fleck. 21 kills, 19 digs. And perhaps another win at Poly for her. We'll see. It's 11-6. McCall, and that one too hot to handle for Veska. And that's 23 kills for Alon McCall. You know, she tied her season high on Friday night with 13 digs. But this by far her most productive game in that category with 24 and 19 for UCLA. Botkin dug out by Fleck. Brought over with the tip from McCall. There's Shermer. Pack up into the air. Njai to Mac May, and Therio couldn't keep it going. 11-8 USC. Mac May with 22 and 12. He's closing in on a career high as well. Had 29 kills though last year in a contest, and a service ace for UCLA pulls them just a little closer, 11-9. Mac May with a 29 kill contest last year against Washington. All right, here comes McCall again after the ace. Baumert, near side Shermer. Pack, May, and that one's out on the return. So USC now just 3 away. 12-9, and now they're going to challenge it. At this stage, and this stage of the season, this stage of the match, going to make sure everything accounted for Michael Seeley, so he'll send the official once again, Kevin Cole, to the replay monitor. I believe that's our 5th replay. The bulk of them coming later in this match. That one ruled for USC, so it has to be indisputable in favor of the Trojans. USC up 12-9 in this one. They have not trailed in this 5th set. Although through much of this match, accepted the 3rd set. It's been back and forth with the lead. There's May. See if we can see it from this angle. Which may come off the far side. Was it touched by anybody is the question going out. That was Denny, number 4. Hard to tell right there. So they're trying to see if it was touched off the May attack. It would have been Denny, probably number 4, who they're looking at. As it stands, it's 12-9 USC. You know, Kevin Cole certainly getting well acquainted with the challenge system here today. And USC, well, they've done it on all fronts. It hasn't been Brooklyn Shermer, Brooke Botkin, Candace Denny, all factoring in heavily here. And the call stands in favor of USC, so there was no contact at the net. USC comes away with the point, and it'll be Brooklyn Shermer serving again. 16 kills, 11 digs on the afternoon. Matching her career high with those 16 kills that she set just about a week and a half ago against Washington. Pack going back to May, and May is able to get this one well within the boundaries, so it's 12-10. And on comes Emily Ryan for the Bruins. Yeah, getting it right back and able to deposit it accordingly. Audrey Pack figuring in heavily, as we talked about. And Kelsey Campo with the service for UCLA. There's Botkin. Compo able to dig it out, leaving it for Pack. Mack May just getting it over, and that one is hammered home by Candace Denny. Oh, and her teammates are fired up over there, and why not? Denny, excellent today. 6 blocks, and yet another one put to rest. 10 kills. And now with the service for USC, 13-10 in this 5th and final set. Fleck, Njai, dug out by Denny. Near side, Botkin again. Fleck keeps it alive. May with the little tip, and just enough to get UCLA the service back 13-11. Just a little tip. So many powerful shots that we've seen, and it's just the ones that just creep over the net that have proven the most confounding for USC. So the senior, once again, giving UCLA it back. 24 kills today for May. Here's Lane. Up into the air, Lothro back to Botkin, and Botkin will give USC the match point, 14-11. Brooke Botkin with yet another devastating kill. Lothro, oh yeah, hammered home. Lothro, by the way, 55 assists today. Match point number 1 for USC, 23 kills, 19 digs for Brooke Botkin, trying to end the 3-match losing streak, the place where she won last time with the game-high total. Here's tied, May denied, and that's it. USC has ended the losing streak, 15-11 in the deciding set, and they win it. And the Trojans knock off the UCLA Bruins in a stunner. And here's how it happened in the end. May denied by the USC block, which was to Story Grieca on the right side, with Botkin able to make the stop. 27-25, 25-23. UCLA came back 25-14, 25-21, then 15-11, led by Brooke Botkin. 23 kills, 19 digs. Lothro, 56 assists. Trojans improved to 4-8 and end a losing streak of 3 matches to UCLA. The Bruins dropped the set, and they dropped to 12-6. Just a couple of weeks to go. Big win for Brad Keller's team, and that will do it from Westwood. Wow, what a match. The latest installment, women's volleyball in the Crosstown Showdown. And for producer David Saunders, director Mauricio Quijano, and the rest of our fantastic Pac-12 crew, I'm Danny Lee. Your final score, the Trojans win 3-2.